What musical clues can we find from this? Oh, I love this theme so much.
Nicula the Kind spoke of the beginning. The seduction and the betrayal.
This must... Oh, Millennia. No, Nicola.
An affair from which gold arose.
Holy shit.
And so too was Shadow born. What followed was a war unseen.
Uh-huh. Oh, the organ in there.
One that could never be put to song. A purge without grace or honor. The tyranny of Mesmer's flame.
Jesus. So we're emphasizing Mesmer's capability for ruthlessness here with this big undulating rhythm. Pull all the way back. This is
and
galloping.
So kindly Nicula would abandon everything.
I like the movement of the rhythm mixed with the gentle child's voice in here is telling.
His golden flesh. His blinding strength.
Almost like searching for something. Church bells.
Even his fate. But we are not deterred.
Super high sopranos.
We choose to follow.
This is motivation. Yeah, we choose to follow. You hear that following. Interesting mix there with the church bells as well.
Walk with us.
So you ever go to a mass and you hear that is like a standalone chant, and it's really interesting because that sound quality gives a sense of religiosity. There's a real intensity in this piece about forward movement. When it says we follow, we're pursuing something, right? And that musical quality in there gives the sense that like we will not stop until we've arrived at where we need to go. And also I find it interesting that the beginning of this features that Elden Beast motif, but it's actually the like familial relationships, I think, between like what came before and where we're going, if that makes sense.
The seduction and the betrayal. An affair from which gold arose. And so,
but so this is weird, and I can't tell if it's just like the singer's vocal quality, but I don't think it is. But listen to the way here we have this like dying down. Oh shit, these are all bodies. So these are all bodies. The Golden Affair creates this like wall of bodies. But listen to how, what is this? Listen to how the singer there, when we see this image, almost sounds like she's like dying. Again, it could just be bad technique, but I don't think so.
And so too.
You hear that? And so we have this tremolo in the strings. Right? That's really interesting.
Was Shadow born.
And now we're back into the
What followed was a war unseen.
Do you hear that? And then we go, we don't resolve. So that's like the end of that section, right? And And then we're thrust into Mesmer's battle. Mesmer, to me, in this music, because we're using the organ and stuff, Mesmer really gives the sense. Also, fire, inferno, the devil, Satan. There is a death and decay here that is coming across. And who knows what the actual circumstances will be in a month. But this is all the burning and the fire. This is all connected to Mesmer being this sort of like organ in video game music rarely symbolizes benevolence. The organ in almost all video game scenarios that I've heard over the last couple years is all to do with the devil, with Antichrist, with bad things.
One that could never.
And so here we have this juxtaposition between, obviously we have all of this. We have a juxtaposition between a holy angelic soprano and the marching of the soldiers and the fire and brimstone, right? And so that juxtaposition, in a way, you could almost perceive it as being connected. I'm not sure that it is. I think it's playing an antagonism of itself. But that's a really interesting thought process, is like, is Mesmer really the bad guy? Or is this holy angelic soprano actually relating to Mesmer's, pursuits?
Purge without grace or honor.
But no, because she says a purge without grace or honor. So Mesmer and the snake, and there's a lot of like, the snake, Adam and Eve, the first sin and all this other stuff. Like there's an opposition there. Maybe the soprano represents Mikola. I have no idea.
The tyranny of Mesmer's flame.
Chat, you'll know better. By chat, I mean YouTube comments. YouTube comments, you'll know better who these folks are supposed to symbolize. Do they symbolize somebody? Because this music really just feels like we're in the pits of hell. There's a desperate quality in there. Under the shadow of the Erdtree, right? And then we have a singular soprano launching into this, and this is really interesting. Dun 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 dun. That rhythm is forward propulsive. It almost feels like we're riding on a horse, or we're moving forward and launching towards something.
And so kindly Mikola would abandon everything.
Yeah, and the chant represents Mikola, of course, and it's da da dam ti sa da ya. It really is almost like singing a lullaby or singing a piece that is deeply personal. Also, the way that the notes are da 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 da. There's a bit of hope in that soundscape as well.
His golden flesh, his blinding strength. Even his fate.
Mikola is a man. I'm sorry, my lore is all mixed up.
But we are not decay.
She says, we are not decay. And when we have the sopranos here, da, ya, da, da, it's the same chant we just heard, which is, I assume, represents Mikola, but now it's elevated to represent everybody that follows Mikola, the followers of Mikola.
We choose to follow. Will you walk with us?
Yeah. And I think that actually represents boyhood, innocence, that kind of soundscape. But a heavy use of percussion there, which is really nice, actually. Bum, 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 which is telling us that it's time to go to work and to follow Mikola and to support Mikola. It's really interesting. I need to freshen up on my lore before we get there. But those are some little things I noticed that hopefully will help you be able to pick apart some of the stuff that you're seeing as well. It's cool stuff. I'm excited to experience this on the 21st. So as always, thanks a ton, and I'll see you later.